up, guys? Welcome to the GINN podcast. This is GWeezy11, your host, and I got a guest today that is she got some special talent, I should say. She definitely I feel like it's one of the more interesting things on that I've seen over the past couple of days whenever she hit me up. So I was like, cool, let's do it. I'm open to new things. But what's up, Leslie? Did I say it right? Leslie.
Yes.
What's up? How you doing?
I'm well. I've, been taking time to just reflect with all this 2020 going on, and it's been woozy, I feel like.
How has it been for you?
It's been interesting. I feel like with a lot of plans being put on like the back burner, with like, things shifting left and right all the time with plans, and good.
Yeah.
With everything. It's made me definitely get pulled out of my comfort zone entirely.
I think that's for everybody. I think everybody had to switch their, just everything in general, just the way they looked at stuff, the way you have people, oh, you're fine. You have people, losing their mortgages on their houses just because of they're out of work for such a long period of time. And there's other things that go into this whole pandemic that a lot of people don't understand, but I'm glad we're still here. I'm glad you're still here.
Entirely. Praise God.
Yeah, definitely. So we will get into, introduce yourself if you don't mind, just because for me, this will be kind of our first time seeing each other in person.
Entirely.
So I want to know, a little bit about your background, I guess, how you got into what you're doing, why you got into what you're doing right now. And so get into it.
All right. I am Leslie. I am an astrologist and psychic. I never thought I would be able to be saying that, honestly, in all of my years of living. I think little Leslie would run up to me and hug me right now. She would probably think she was so cool. Just going out and doing your thing. Let's see. I got into it probably about 2 years ago now. I was gifted my first deck of tarot cards. For those of don't know, tarot cards are ancient. All right. They go back to I believe early to 1400s in Italy.
Okay.
What this I guess you should say, what's the word I'm looking for? This
profession?
No, the ambiance behind it has been very frowned upon.
I gotcha.
A lot of people thought it was devil's work and things like that. But with New Age spirituality coming out and everything, it's kind of everything we thought was this is actually, you know what I mean? A load of other things. Again, perspective, But so I got into it. I was gifted my first deck by my friend Aliana. Shout out to Aliana. So I didn't know what the hell I was doing, honestly. I started just going with it. I started reading people's cards, and soon enough, I had 12 clients. 12 turned to 30.
Dang.
30 turned to 100. So now I'm I do free readings. I don't charge for God's work. You know what I mean? If I'm just a huge believer ever since younger, that I don't know. I just feel this path the purpose that we're living through, shouldn't be monetized.
What do you when people come to you for readings? What exactly are they looking for? Something, or are they I'm not too sure. Why would someone come to you for readings?
It's funny because a lot of people when they DM me or message me or email me, first of all, there's an etiquette. All right. You know what I mean? They're just as there's an etiquette for anything. You just don't walk up into somebody's house and is feed me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't do that. So I'll get messages from randoms please help me. I am heartbroken. My dude has cheated on me 3 times. And I'm just
shit.
How do you tell somebody?
Yeah.
Not the obvious, but my services are no good to you at this point, because you have to kind of have that boundary in a sense. The work that I do is very energy draining. Like I deal with people's issues all the time, like, career paths. That's a huge one right now. A lot of people are asking me, should I go into nursing school? Should I do this? And should I do that? And I feel like a lot of it is the work that I'm doing is tapping into yourself. People, whatever you want to call the higher being, the higher divine, God, spirit, Allah. I feel like it's, again, tapping into the inner you, figuring it out. But people come to me and they ask me questions, anywhere from love readings, which I don't do, by the way.
Why don't you do that?
I don't do love readings just because, like, people ask you, like, is this the one?
Oh, I see what you mean.
You know what I mean?
And okay.
Yeah, so I have to gently find a way to, connect the message in a constructive way. So if people don't want to hear, no, this is not it, you know what I mean? Like, if they don't want to hear it, like, the reaction says everything. Yeah. So I have to build it constructively. So, like, I don't have time to fluff, you know what I mean? The noise.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, like,
I know exactly what you mean.
It's not healthy for you. It's not healthy for me. We're just not going to play around like that. Like, that's just why I don't do love readings.
Have you ever gotten like a weird situation where they, I don't know, maybe got mad at you or not what they wanted to hear?
Yes.
Like all the time?
Yeah. Yeah. So, like, basically, like, tarot reading, it calls you out. There's some messages that I can definitely say has, like, angered some people, triggered.
Yeah.
Triggered.
Okay.
That's a good word. Have triggered people, and take it how you want it, almost. You know what I mean? Like I said, my work is always, like, I try to be very constructive. I try to see, like, the positive light in the situation, But at the end of the day, like, take it how you want it. If you're not ready to hear the advice to help you grow, it's not your time.
I gotcha. I wanna ask you, what like, this person that gave you this deck of cards, are they into the same thing that?
Yes.
Is that kind of maybe like your mentor or just someone that?
I would say that definitely, I've learned a lot from Aliana.
Okay.
She has been absolutely amazing to me. She, like I said, she gifted me my first deck. She has a cool Instagram, actually. It's She the Hierophant on Instagram. I'm not sure. I'll look it up later, but I'm not sure, like, on the typing.
Oh, yeah, I gotcha.
But yeah, no, she's pretty cool. She is actually devotes an Instagram page which teaches young, mediums and psychics how to better read your cards intuitively. So she, like, devotes that time to help other people with their gifts. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is.
It's honorable. I have nothing but respect for that woman. She has been amazing.
That is good. What else do you do besides readings? Is that pretty much?
No. So my regular job, I would say, is my parents have a restaurant on in San Antonio. It's called Rositas. It's on Bandera and Eckert. You want to hit it up? It's there. Super amazing. They've been there for 8 years. I am basically, like, my mom's right hand gal. She's there every day, like, doing, like, cooking.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Front of the house type of thing. I've done everything from dishwashing to rolling tortillas, like, by hand. I've, cashier, waitress, I've done it all. So that's basically what I do from 6 to about 2, 3 in the afternoon. And then the rest of the day is mine. So
that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's a good schedule.
Yeah, that is. Just because, you learn a lot of skills too.
Oh, entirely. People skills for sure in that food industry.
Yeah. Just to get off track real quick, I think for me, working in, like, restaurants or just having a 9-to-5 job. Well, that's not considered a 9-to-5, but you definitely learn people skills. You just said washing dishes.
Yeah.
There's some people that don't know how to wash dishes.
Yeah, there's not.
Yeah, but it's crazy. But from your job, I should say, after that, that's just free time for you to pretty much do what you're passionate about, right?
Exactly.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's been it's been fun. So like, having that hustle and drive in the morning and then getting to do what you want to do in the afternoon, kind of like going out and playing, like it's letting that like inner child out to like do what it wants to and dream up whatever you can.
Yeah.
And I feel like 2020 this year has definitely, like I said, pushed me out of my comfort zone, which I feel like I almost kind of came out of the closet in 2020 about, astrology, being psychic, reading cards, like other things like that other people are like, not so sure, and that's okay.
Why do you think people, I know you mentioned something earlier, but what's the biggest thing as far as people being it's being frowned upon? Like why do people think it's bad or
misunderstanding? I feel like it's constantly misunderstood. For so long we have been fed information, I should almost say, that depicts certain practices as very insidious. And in reality, we have to kind of find our own understanding for things in order to make our own judgments.
Yeah, that makes sense.
A lot of people don't have the information, like enough information to kind of collect their own opinion on the matter. And that's cool too. You know what I mean? Because you can be the ripest fruit in the basket, but people still don't like fruit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that is true.
It doesn't matter. Like I learned the hard way. I can scream and shout, "This is going to happen," or I've dreamt about that, or I've seen this. But like, if people don't want to listen, they're not going to.
That's very, very, very interesting. What do you doing this type of I guess your passion? What are some struggles and what are some, I guess, like best things that can happen or best things that have happened towards you? Yeah. Start with the struggles.
Okay. Yeah. No, the struggles. They've been hard. I mean, ever since I was little, I knew I was like very different. I would zone out a lot. I would feel like I knew things that I didn't know where I knew them from. I would connect dots very easily and fast. And I was just kind of like, I don't know where I picked this information up from.
Yeah.
Sometimes I would dream about things that would happen maybe a month later. And I would tell my family. My family knows, you know what I mean, pretty much everything. I am very open. I am very cautious with them as well. It's your family.
Yeah.
But for instance, before Hurricane Laura formed, I had been telling my family for a while, you know what I mean? The water's rising, the water's changing, all of this, and everybody's always like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah, but, just pushing it to the side.
Yeah, of course. Because again, it's the directly affecting. So this is the struggle. It's a connection between me, them, to get together for the greater understanding. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Like, I feel like in order to carry a conversation like this, even, you have to have the, I guess, like mental connection to a certain, frequency that other people have not tapped into yet. And that's been the frustrating part. Is like, I see kind of my seeds flourishing.
Yeah.
I see, my clientele growing. I see people that have taken my advice during my predictions, and life has been awesome. So that feeds me. But at the same time, like, the struggles are being understood or being misunderstood and being okay with it.
I see what you mean. What is for I don't see. I'm trying to figure out how I can ask this. But when you say you do readings, like what are you tapping into? Like I'm very, very curious to see like how this gift that you just said is.
It's interesting. Everybody's different. So people can be clairvoyant. They can be clairaudient. There's just different things that a person is born with or can tap into.
What is before? I don't mean to cut you off, but what are the differences between those two? Or what is what you just said? What's the definition?
Clairvoyant and clairaudient.
Yeah.
So clairaudient, you hear certain things. Like for instance, if you are in a local TJ Maxx and you're having a conversation with your sister, and you both say something that was pretty high energy and something in the background breaks, you know what I mean? It's almost like confirmation, kind of a bigger understanding. So a lot of people don't realize that the reality we live in, the 3D world, right? The touch, everything, like the see, the smell. It's all kind of part of a matrix. It is a matrix. Breaking through with understanding like that the everyday life that you live, what you see, everything is a direct reflection of what is going on inside.
Inside yourself?
Inside yourself.
Okay.
If people understood that more, I feel like they could create their own reality a lot better. And, people probably listening are probably like, how can you say that you can manifest this, and that? Like, that's not godly, or that's not, you know what I mean? But what people fail to realize a lot of the times too is that Jesus himself was a healer. You know what I mean? He tapped into a greater divine.
Yeah.
And people called him crazy. People called him crazy left and right. But where I was going with this was, it's just that, again, it's that understanding that people have not yet crossed that line, crossed that border to the unknown. Because there is, back to the whole like manifesting thing, there's so much accountability that comes with this life, with this world, with this sense of knowing. Okay, there's so much accountability, everything you say, everything you do. Again, reflections and projections of what's going on inside.
That is, it's all too, if someone is like, I know a lot of people kind of just hear this and they're just thinking like, this is all just too much to understand.
Exactly.
And that's where a lot of people,
heavy.
Yeah, it definitely is heavy. And that's where, I feel like just to go back on what you said earlier, you definitely have to have the right mindset and you just have to have the right mind to fully equip yourself to
you definitely
have that open mind.
Yeah, that mental capacity to withhold that type of density. You know what I mean? And a lot of people don't. A lot of people are caught up in, you know what I mean, what Becky's saying about me or how I feel about Brad.
Yeah.
And, it's all the outer focus. And we haven't, flipped it back in. And I feel like once we do, we'll understand. But I'm okay with people not understanding right now. We're shifting. We're shifting into this new age with 2020. This was supposed to happen. Everything, that's happening is supposed to happen. People want to bring up, you know what I mean, like scripture and revelations and all of that. No, it's here. It's here.
What's here?
I mean, like the apocalypse, like 2020. It's here. That zombie apocalypse that people are like talking about.
Yeah.
It's not literal. That's what people are not understanding.
And where are you getting this information from?
It's pretty, when you connect the dots of understanding again, you see that people read the Bible very physically, literally, but it is open for interpretation. You know what I mean? Like, it could be a metaphor for understanding.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not, this was red and that was black, or, this was white and this was gold. It's basically saying, take it how you want it and flip it and be really good about the intentions behind the choices. Here's the book of instruction. Here's the book of basically the outline. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to feel this, but understand this too shall pass.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. A lot of people I've seen, especially in my family, and then I wouldn't necessarily say friends, but I think for my family, they just really are, like you said, they're just black and white on the Bible. Definitely don't have an open mind, but I mean, that's who they are. You know what I'm saying? If they don't want to have that open mind themselves,
you can't force them.
Yeah, definitely can't force them.
I've learned that this year, as much as I want to go and like shake everybody and wake them up and like, hey, this is actually what's happening. Have you seen The Matrix?
The movie?
Yeah.
I have, but it's been like
it's probably like vague in your memory.
15 years or something.
No worries. There's a scene where they wake up, sleeping people, and they're all kind of like in this like lab, and they're behind computers, and they're like, hey, like welcome to your whatever. Like, hey, welcome to 2020. This shit's happening. You get me?
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of like that.
Do people, I don't mean to get you off track, but do people call you like a woke person or anything like that just because of like what you do?
Maybe, I don't know. Never to my face, I guess. I don't know. Like I
it's just a question that I want to ask, but
maybe, but I don't know. I've never heard it to my face. So,
yeah.
I mean, I've heard like bruja and like all this other thing, of course, the judgments, the projections, but it doesn't really bother me. But as far as woke goes, I like to learn. I like to learn a lot of different information. I like to read a lot.
I feel like there's good and bad woke.
Oh, entirely.
Just because there's, just like going back, there's your open mind. And then, of course, the other side of it where, I don't know, you just don't. Yeah, people just frown upon being woke sometimes.
It's nerve-wracking.
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
It's reality altering. Like I said, it comes with a lot of responsibility. It comes with accountability. It comes with understanding, with patience, with having patience with other people, especially.
That's definitely hard.
Yeah,
I'll definitely tell you that. That's freaking hard.
Yeah.
What is I know you mentioned you're an astrologist, so how does this tap into, is this all connected?
Oh, entirely.
How is it connected to like the readings or what is it connected to?
So each card in the deck basically has each one of them, not each, but some of them have ties to certain signs like Scorpio, Aries, Taurus, all of that. And if you look back into ancient civilizations, all they did was look at the stars. That's all they knew. You know what I mean? They studied them, they predicted, they created calendars around them, harvesting schedules, rituals every, thousands of years. Yeah. The Mayan were huge for that, but I think that how it ties into readings and things like that, again, is through the communication. I feel like I'm trying to put it into like more of like a sweet wording, but it's all connected. Ultimately, it's all connected.
Oh, I gotcha.
If you know, you know. You know.
See, I know, but I'm not too sure if the listeners know. That's okay. But I mean, you're fine. You're fine at all. When you say like, I know it's connected, but what exactly, like when you say an astrologist, what exactly does that mean to you?
Okay, to me, it means learning from one of God's greatest creations. Okay, when people think about astrology and they think about it as such, I feel like some people kind of mix it with like Scientology, and that's not it at all. Yeah. As I told my family when I kind of started to get them on the ride of all of this was, if God created the stars and he left kind of subtle hints to understanding the universe we live in within them, why wouldn't you want to read them?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you want to get closer? The stars have no reason to lie to you.
And that's based off just information from what?
There's a theory that there are different types of beings on this planet. As far as like star seeds, indigo children, listeners, if you want to go look them up, highly suggest. Pretty cool reads. But we all serve a greater divine purpose. Some of the things that when you're born and you kind of just instinctively pick up, it's kind of like one of those things. All my mediums out there, all my clairvoyant people out there, all the people out there know what they know through coming from a life of pure understanding, pure trying to understand.
Yeah.
So I can't tell you that everybody can do it. I can't tell you that everybody can be a medium. Everyone can be a psychic. We all experience different life lessons, which cause us to come to a understanding of our own life that is all going to be different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's what separates like clairvoyancy, clairaudience. There's people out there that read tea leaves.
What are tea leaves?
Like,
no idea.
Like tea leaves.
Oh, like the actual plant.
Accurate, yes.
And what do they get from?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't studied that. I am more into, I read a lot of palms.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, but I haven't got into that yet.
What is the difference from cards and then palms?
Oh, okay. So
what are you? Well, yeah, I guess answer that. And then are there different things you can learn from each other?
Yeah, you can. I feel like the cards are a general intuitive message from the universe trying to tell you, like, get your shit together. You know what I mean? Or it could be like, you're doing amazing, sweetie. Like, keep going.
Okay.
You know? But with your palms, when you are being constructed inside of your mother's stomach, right? You are born with your hands together. Everything through comes apart. Basically, the palm of your hands have all the secrets of your past lives, your karmic cycles, life lessons, how many kids you're going to have, how many, you know what I mean, marriages you'll be in. And I say marriages kind of like with like very light intentions, just because like, marriage nowadays is not the same as like, something real. But yeah, so the cards I feel like are helpful because they help convey messages that one can understand and put into verbiage.
I gotcha.
To, again, connect with whoever else, to pass on information, to build constructively.
That definitely makes sense. Definitely makes sense. What is, when you do like palm readings, is there certain things like you're actually looking for, or is there certain things that your client is like looking, like when a client tells you like, hey, such and such needs to happen, or if they even do, is that something that I guess comes up right away when you're reading it, or are you looking for that stuff?
No,
Just...
I don't really look. I definitely am very like intuitively driven. So like I try to just read what pops up to me. You know what I mean? Like the first thing I see, I'll definitely be like, hey, like I see that you know what I mean, have had a lot of kind of like energy attacks to you. This life, the past one, like what's going on? What are we projecting that we're having to like, again, feel that karma come back at us? Like what's going on? There's times that like I'll read somebody's, it'll be sad too. Like I'll read someone's poem and, they'll ask if they'll have children.
Dang.
And you're sitting there and you're like, okay, well, this is what I know, you know, but again, you have to try to do it constructively. And I don't want to lie to my clients. I would never. I'm going to tell you what I see, but I'm also going to tell you how I feel. You know what I mean? And a lot of this is for everybody. A lot of people out there that claim to be psychics, mediums, all of that. Be careful who you go to. Be careful who you go to, because you definitely want to get read by somebody that has that like stable energy within them.
If people were to look for, I guess, good intention psychics, is there certain things you look for? Is there like, I don't know, like a website to go to?
No, like right? That'd be pretty cool. No, I feel like if you run, the universe kind of like, bounces you up against one, and for some odd reason you keep seeing this in your life. Like, you know what I mean? Like maybe it's for a reason.
That makes sense.
But again, and this is for my psychics out there, don't approach one the wrong way either. I feel like, again, like you don't walk into somebody's house expecting of like a full plate of food.
Yeah.
All right. And some people don't even subtly knock. Like they'll just straight up like, barge in. And it's like, and it's an invasion of energy. And I'm just kind of like, if you're going to approach somebody with your issues, make sure you don't throw up on them with your issues. You know what I mean? That's a lot to take in for people that are dealing with people's issues every single day.
Yeah. I think that just goes for stuff in life too, not just kind of just what
my gosh,
you're into. But hey, real quick, guys, are you in the market for a new home? Are you looking to sell your current home? Or are you looking to get into an apartment lease? No worries. The GINN Podcast has teamed up with Cesar Lugo. Cesar Lugo is a San Antonio, Texas-based realtor, and he's the best in the city. Cesar will help you step by step through the whole process and answer any questions you might have. Cesar and I have been friends for about 15 years now, and I can't wait for him to get you into a dream home or an apartment lease, whichever one works best for you. You can reach him by going to jbgoodwin.com/agents/Cesar-Lugo-Medrano. Link will be down in the description below, and all his contact information will be on that website. Tell him the GINN Podcast sent you, and I'll love you forever. Peace. So you believe in past lives, I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah.
When you say past lives, what exactly does that mean? Curious.
Okay. As souls, we travel all in packs. So, for instance, your mom in this life may have been your sister in the past one. Okay. It's like soul groups, but we cycle positions to learn different lessons. Okay.
Interesting. Yeah.
We cycle positions to learn different lessons. We basically have to go through this process of pain and surrender and transformation, no matter in what body we're in. So this is why now with the whole like LGBTQ community coming and like really like, putting the force on them right now, it's if you believe in past lives, if you believe in everything's connected again. You may have been a woman in your past life.
Wow. How does that transition into what we are living today? Like how
people are waking up. People are waking up and realizing, I don't feel like. Why am I not feeling like me? Why am I looking in the mirror and seeing, Alyssa, the girl that works, at a law firm or whatever, has a great paying job, but is unsatisfied, is unhappy. Some people out here have never seen their natural hair in their life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, who are you really?
Yeah.
And I feel like now with all the setbacks, all the time to think, all of the job layoffs, all the time with the children, people are tapping into their feelings. Yeah. We're not numb anymore.
A lot of time on their hands.
Exactly.
That they can
Contemplation.
use. Yeah, definitely. When I know you said mediums earlier, so I'm gonna ask you a question. When you say mediums, I always just kind of think just based off like movies and stuff like that, just of like evil. Is that something that you tap into as well, or is just?
I don't practice dark magic.
Oh, okay.
I don't.
Is that what it's called? I'm not too sure.
Yeah. So like again, everything you do from waking up in the morning and pouring yourself a glass of orange juice to making your, like cleaning your room at night. Everything's done with intention. If one chooses to connect with a low vibrational like energy for a malicious intention, there's just like red flags all around. Like it's not going to be good. You know what I mean? That's why I just don't. There's women out there, shout out to those witches that, practice dark magic. Like, cool. Yeah. That's all you. That's all you. You know what I mean? Do your thing, boo. But like, I just don't. I don't. And everyone's different.
Yeah, it is.
Everyone's different. Some people can't even handle that type of energy though. Like when you're calling on, deities, like to come and assist you and give you some sense of like energy rush, or like, I'm not sure if you've ever meditated and felt like scared or anything like that. People invite that shit in. And I don't know how. But again, it's that separation of understanding because you have mediums and psychics out there that don't have that stable relationship with themselves.
It's crazy that you said that some people can't even handle that. Like what are like just their, like when you say that, what exactly do you have to, Well, I mean, then again, you don't really know, right? Since you don't practice it.
I mean, I'm familiar with the subject. I know the heaviness of it just from seeing different people like kind of dabble into like different realms of things, and it doesn't look pretty. Doesn't look pretty. I feel like it takes, me dealing with people's like marriage issues and like, all of that and their children and that's nothing compared to somebody that's tapping into like something.
What are those? Like, is there different categories? I'm just
there for everybody, again, whatever you kind of believe in spirituality, your religion, you can tap into basically kind of try to channel different energies from anywhere from the Virgin Mary to Cleopatra. You know what I mean? Isis. Like there's so much out there for people to realize. But yeah, no, I don't fucks with it. I don't fucks with it. Like it's the heaviness part comes with the sense. Like, when you walk into a room and there's eyes on you.
Oh yeah, of course.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, why would you invite a certain energy to be with you at all times?
That makes sense.
And that doesn't even have a good track record.
It's definitely going to mess you up. I feel like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely going to mess you up.
Entirely. Like, it's like keeping a toxic friend around you all the time and thinking, just because they're toxic doesn't mean I'm toxic. Yeah. But it's kind of like you kind of are who you surround yourself with.
When you do read, this is... I'm just kind of all over the place, but
no, you're good.
When you do these readings, like let's just say someone came to you and they wanted to know how many children they're gonna have.
Aye.
Have you seen where you tell them that they might not have any, or maybe one, and then it happens to be the complete opposite a couple years later, or any? I know you only been in a couple years.
Yeah. But... no, honestly, I haven't had a prediction that has been followed through like that. I've had some to where like I read people's palms and they actually have 3 children. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I've never met them or their children. And I'm like, you have 3 kids? And they're like, yes. And that's cool. But those that, don't have certain markings and don't have like children, it doesn't mean that you'll never have them. Okay. You can always rewrite your story. Will it probably be kind of phased and transcribed into your next life? Maybe. But again, I don't get caught up in trying to, again, lie or fluff.
Yeah.
So if I don't see it, I'll definitely say, I don't see it, but I could be wrong. That's what a prediction is.
Yeah, that makes sense. Same thing as a past life, like for your next life, what is the next life? Like, what do you think the next life is going to be?
So from what I see from my past lives,
not just you, but just in general.
Yes. The collective, and I say collective as like the entire human race. Mm-hmm. We're moving into a more consciously aware level. Okay. Mentally. We're going to start realizing that our system sucks. We want something new. We're going to want something fresh. If you think that 2020 has been crazy, hold on for the ride. I feel moving forward, like even on a smaller, even on a smaller time frame, I feel like a lot of people aren't realizing what the bigger picture is here, how our system is literally collapsing. We are going to be separated into... divided, I should say. We're going to be divided into a lot of uncertainty, but the way that we have been conditioned to understand things will be through, again, dividing, through labeling, so we're going to be kind of what's the easiest way I can explain this? So, in order to identify certain things, you know what I mean? Like, just think of like you got a whole coin of big old box of coins or, bottle of coins. When you're separating it out into nickels, dimes, you know what I mean? Like, you see the value of each one. You know, one is, unfortunately, in this reality, this world, more valuable than the other. And unfortunately, that's what's happening in 2020. You know, with the pandemic, it's shown us who the essential workers are, who actually is like what is it called? The wheel behind all of this. But those wheel people are like, fuck this shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to get sick. I don't, know, like we're realizing that nothing out here, nothing that is tangible is worth losing our lives. We're actually now scared for our lives. We have turned into this like survival mode. You know what I mean? Like that's all we've ever been. But what 2020 gave us was a break to chill with our thoughts. You know what I mean? And like be like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, for sure.
And how do I play a part in this? Why don't I play a part in this?
Yeah, there's a lot of things that came to light over these past 6 months.
And it's only going to get cooler. I haven't seen like, bleh, you know what I mean? Like,
really?
Yeah.
Think so?
Oh, entirely. You know, it's going to be a really cold winter, like really cold winter, especially with the way that the sun, I think it was last week or the week before, it gave off, certain flares, which affected us on this planet through our weather. Frequencies, everything's like vibrationally off. Sorry, I'm getting like kind of off topic.
No, yeah, this is cool. This is good.
Astrology, with astrology, our solar system, the planets around us, we were, besides the sun, we were the only high vibrational planet here. Okay. And now, with everybody going batshit crazy, we're going back down to that like low vibrational level. We're in a very depressed state right now with, confusion, anxiety. And where I was going with this was everything, literally when people say vibes, vibrations, like it's all real. It's all real. So adjusting to that lower frequency in our system, in our solar system right now, it's fucking with us. It's fucking with our planet. Everything that's going to happen as far as weather, like I said, it's going to be a cold winter. It's going to be a cold winter. The water has been rising. There's volcanoes out there that have not been active in over 400 years.
That are active right now?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. The fires in California.
Oh, yeah. That is crazy. Is that why? Well, I don't know if there's. Well, I know there's 2 hurricanes right now. I don't know if one just maybe missed the kind of Gulf. The Gulf of Mexico, but there's another one.
So to put it in perspective, Hurricane Katrina was a Category 4 before making landfall. This, which actually got, I believe, played to a Category 3. So this is a Category 5 going into landfall. I'm not sure if it'll be an actual Category 4, you know what I mean, or say Category 5, but some people will be put in a situation where their life is in danger, and that's been all this year.
Back to back to back to back.
Yeah. It's a common theme here. It's a common theme, you know what I mean? Like, and why wouldn't, if we're being real, why wouldn't the earth be hella pissed off at us right now? But like, what have we done for it? Absolutely nothing.
What when you say that, like, is there something that we could do? Like, as a human race?
The damage is already done. First and foremost, damage is already done. My best advice would be moving with intention. Stop fucking littering.
Just try to keep the earth clean. Go green.
I mean, not only that, but like, see the fucking beauty.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, there's so many times where I see excuse me, people enjoying Mother Nature, but never returning to. Like, what was the last thing y'all planted? Have y'all planted anything in this year?
Were you talking to me personally?
In general.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever planted before.
That's what I mean.
Don't be mad.
I'm kind of mad. But, you know, like, it's giving back. Yeah. It's that give and take relationship that we have not had with this earth. It's take. And she continues to give. You know, because that's what she's meant for. But, you know, the higher power is like, nah, y'all have taken advantage of this shit way too long. I'm going to check y'all real quick. I'm going to check y'all.
Is that where everything comes in that's happening this year?
Yeah, and you know, I don't mean to sound, I don't care. If things are said to be true biblically and everything, the prophets awoke, like they woke up in 2012, started to. You know who you are if you're listening to this. You know what I mean? You just know. You just know. You know what you know.
Yeah.
Because everyone's life experience is different. You know, you may not know why you know certain information until weeks later. Kind of like deja vu. You
know what's crazy? I've never had that before. Is that weird?
Really?
Never. I've never had like I guess what do you call it? Like a sign or something, or just a scene?
Maybe you haven't, maybe you have, but haven't realized that it's there.
But I've never, because my family and just my friends, like, oh, I just had deja vu. Never had it.
Really?
Yeah.
You've never felt like you were in a place or time before, like you've never done it again?
Never.
Really?
Yeah.
That is interesting.
It's crazy. I mean, I can visualize what I want to be, like, in the future.
Okay. What do you see?
Like, as far as myself?
Yeah.
Just to go back to what we were talking about earlier, the reason why I started this podcast is just for information basis. Open to new things, just like what we're talking about now. So I definitely want to put this onto, I created this platform to give information out to people that definitely have misunderstandings about different topics. I think a big goal of mine is to have this platform onto a bigger network, like maybe a TV show in a studio. I know I mentioned that earlier.
Yeah.
But I think for me, as a personal, as far as business goes, I definitely want to take care of my family first and foremost. I want to take care of I have damn near 8-9 best friends that we've been friends for like 15 years now.
You're hustling it out together.
Yeah, we've been friends for a while, and definitely take care of them. I know they've been through some tough situations, and I think that's about it.
Let's give back. Yeah. No, I like it.
I've always been.
Cool.
You know what's crazy? I wouldn't say I've never been the one to give back, but I'm doing it a lot more now than I've ever before.
You know, a big thing, you know, just kind of like a little tidbit advice here. When you feel like you have nothing to give and you're still giving, the greater divine sees everything. If you're in a position of vulnerability and you're still giving, even when you don't have it for yourself, that's huge. That's huge. You know what I mean? But that's awesome that you just, like, you know what I mean, kind of tapped into that and you were like, I have to do this more. Whatever you felt, you know, shifted you into the direction you're going, like, that's cool because you're following your intuition with it.
Yeah.
You got me? Like, you know, I'll see people in the street and I don't care if I have 5 cents, 2 pennies, a water bottle in my car that's been hot, I still give because the thought of going past somebody knowing that I could have at least helped, I can't live with that. Like, you know, and there's certain things that you can and can't live with. And that's one of them for me.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
You know, change changes lives. All right. It adds up.
Yeah. I've been in some pretty crazy places. Not that necessarily, but yeah, I think if I ever get to a point where I'm not doing that, it's not for me.
Entirely.
Like this whole
because
thing is not
again,
for me.
the intentions. Recently, I feel like what is funny that you brought it up is that when I was going through this like conscious shift, that was one of the main things that I did was give. Like I'm talking like I would carry water bottles in my car, like a pack of them. And never like whenever I saw somebody or, I would, boom, here you go. Here's 2. Here's 3. Or, water's essential.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So I just give. The blessings you receive back through giving it's probably one of the best feelings because it comes when you least expect it.
100%.
Abundance is out there, but we have to be into this mindset of, again, give and take. What's meant for you will be for you. And when you're over it and done with it and God decides, it's no more, no longer for you, it'll take it away. He will take it away. She will take it away, But I feel like some of us, especially during this pandemic, we are penny pinching, and that's cool. Save your money. Save your money. Save your cash. All right. But, sorry.
No, you're good.
But again, we have to remember where we put our money is where we put our energy as well. You know what I mean? When you're literally slaving on a clock for $1, for your $7, for your $12, those $12, you know what I mean? Like you grind it out for.
Yeah.
You're mentally somewhere else for. So going and spending it on low vibrational things and not getting back that energy that you're putting in, I mean, you're going to get it. You're going to get that low vibrant, like, you know what
are
I mean?
some examples?
Like, for instance, like
materialistic things?
Yeah, entirely. Shit that you're not going to take to the grave.
That makes sense.
You know what I mean? Like, you can go out and buy the nicest, newest truck. But again, if you bought it out of, what is it called? Impulse. And you're like, fuck it, I have the money. Like, I'm going to splurge. You know what I mean? And no intention behind it. 9 times out of 10, you know what I mean? And I hate to say this, but there's a lot of people out there that get, like, buy brand new cars and like total them like within the next, like, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that you get what I'm saying.
No,
it's kind of like an example. Like, when you buy that brand new vase and you display it so like proudly in your kitchen and then somebody comes over and boop, like knocks it over and it breaks everywhere, that type of thing.
No, I've seen that multiple times. I don't know if you know, I used to work at a car dealership too, and there's been, countless times where people just impulse buy, and it's just they're doing it with emotions. And that's honestly, that's literally what you go off of. That's how. It's gonna sound bad, but that's how you get car deals.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying like that's how people play you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about? Like not play you, but I'm saying like again, like the intentions. Excuse me, but the intentions. When you invest in small businesses, when you invest in people that are doing what they love, whether it be time, money, efforts, whatever it is, I feel like it'll come back tenfold. Easy. Yep. Easy, because that's the universe is set up to work for you, not against you. And most of us are working against it, when in reality, we're just working against ourselves.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, dang, is there anything we missed?
No, I think we've covered pretty much everything.
Think so? There's nothing else you want to talk about before we...
I mean, if you have any more questions.
I'm trying to think. I don't think I have... I don't know. Do you believe... Well, because I had this on a podcast, my last one's... Do you believe in, not necessarily aliens, but I guess other life out there? Well, I know you mentioned the other beings.
Yeah.
What? I don't remember the words you just said. The
starseeds, indigo children.
Okay, what are those?
Okay, so how do I get into this? Okay, I do believe in a higher consciousness.
Okay.
Whatever dimension they live in, wherever we actually come from, this consciousness of who am I, or I think therefore I am. Who is that thinking? Who is that I? And then we bring it back to where did we come from? To think that we are the only living beings in this galaxy, in this universe.
It's outrageous, right?
No, it's stupid. Yeah. Like there's no way. I definitely do believe something else is out there. I don't think it's fucking with us. Think it picks up all the low vibrational, you know what I mean? And is like,
Just stay away.
just stay away. And that's
Yeah.
cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because to be honest with you, if I was from another planet and I just happened to like, you know, fly around Earth and I saw like people just doing what they're doing
Yeah.
right now, and I'd be like, that planet is ghetto. That planet is ghetto. You know what I mean? Like, nope.
Yeah, there's a lot of crazy shit that people do.
Yeah, you know, there's even in like ancient text, there's talks about like our ancestors living lavishly with like gifts of earth and everything else. And now the translation to today for like living lavishly is like so materialistic.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? Like we have attached emotions to materialistic things. And it's honestly, other life beings probably look at us as a like our level of thinking, and just like they don't want anything to do with it right now. I think they're like, honestly, I think they're trying to figure out like
what we're doing
yeah,
and why we're doing it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because it's like, why are they killing each other?
Yeah, that too.
Why is there so much madness? Why are they starving? They have a whole planet and they're starving. How? Illness. You know, our weather. Like, no, I feel like, you know, there's talks in the Bible that only some of us will pass into the tomorrow. And I feel like in every, again, ancient civilization, there's noting, like there's notes of another, you know, another being.
Mhm.
Maybe we will get into contact with them. Have we? I'm sure. There's a lot of things that we don't know
Yeah.
in the public
Tons of things.
entirely. So it's going to be interesting for when we do make that contact, direct contact, and see the way that people react. I feel like our emotions will be played. I feel like our emotions are going to be kind of our downfall because we don't
100%.
know how to deal with them.
Feel the same way.
Yeah.
Feel the same way. Well, that was a definitely interesting podcast. Thank you for coming by and
Yeah,
teaching
no
me all these
problem.
new
Thank
new
you for having
things.
me, honestly.
This
Thank
has
you.
been one for the books. I'm not gonna lie, just because, like I said, I'm always down to learn new things, have an open mind about anything
And
and,
I'm really
everything.
appreciative of that.
Yeah.
Because there's some people that are like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like, stay away from me.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. And thank you.
No, you're welcome. You're welcome. Is there you do free readings? How
I
can
do.
people find you? Like what
I am on Instagram.
Okay.
My Instagram name is just my name, Leslie, Lesly Martinez. Or you can look up like my name, I guess you could say, Leslie to the max. I'm on Instagram and Twitter. But yeah, free readings. I've anything else as far as like something that's like a past life reading,
Mhm.
like we'll talk about it.
That is
We'll talk
good
about
to
it.
know. That is good to know. Well, again, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for having me.
If you have any questions, I definitely will keep her information in the description. I will link it on my Instagram post. Get in touch with her if you have any questions at all. Trust me, you're cool.
Thanks.
Definitely a friend of now, just because you taught me a lot of new things.
Cool.
I appreciate it. But that is going to conclude our podcast. Again, this is the GINN podcast. GWeezy11 is signing off. Peace.